Repenting on a daily basis. You better thank the Most High some of us brothers repented, because we probably be robbing you niggas and checking your pockets. You know what I'm saying?
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 61 and verse 1. The Spirit of the Lord, Yahweh, is upon me, because the Lord have anointed me to preach good tidings unto the meek.
Do what?
Preach good tidings unto the meek.
Right, so we out here to preach good tidings unto the meek, right? The ones that's in the ghettos and in the shelters, the ones that's out here stressed out by the so-called white man day in and day out, man. The ones that's what's that? Last hire, first fire, right? We out here to wake up the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American, let them know that they just not niggas on Ann Street and Michael Donald, right? And that we're beloved of the Most High God. There's a reason why we going through what we going through. It's because we didn't keep the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High God, right? Read.
He have sent me to bind up the brokenhearted.
Do what?
To bind up the brokenhearted.
Right, so he sent us out to bind up the brokenhearted, man. Right? The ones that's brokenhearted out here. The so-called blacks that's walking up and down the street, not knowing where to go, not knowing what to follow. Following Islam, following all these different religions. That's not your complete nationality, man. Right? We think Islam gonna save us. We think being a Buddhist gonna save us. We think praying to white Jesus is gonna save us. But the only thing gonna save us is a woolly-haired black man that's gonna crack the sky and come down and redeem his people in these last days. Now you can take it for what it's worth, but it's gonna be what it's gonna be, right? Right? You understand? And a lot of us actually understand that the Most High God and His Son is black. We understand that, but at the end of the day, it's much easier to just say, hey, you know what, white man, just go ahead and take it. You know, just go ahead and we'll just pray to your God. Well, look, you can't do that in these last days, man. You have your own God. You have your own customs. A lot of y'all just celebrated Christmas, man. Right? Did y'all know that was a pagan holiday? Right? Did y'all know that was a day where Roman so-called white folks would rape children and rape their wives and do all these different things, man? And have orgies and freak the hell off? Did you understand? Did you know that? Or are you doing it for the children? That's the first thing you want to say. Well, I don't believe in Christmas, and I know it ain't no Santa, but I'm doing it for the children. But are you doing it for the children, or are you doing it for yourself? Because when you really love somebody, you tell them the truth. You don't continue on a lie for decades and decades and tell them a fat, nasty white man coming down your damn chimney and getting dirty, right? And creeping in the kitchen, eating the damn cookies, man. You tell your kids that. You tell your kids that it's okay for an unnamed white man to come down your damn chimney and be in your house while you sleep and freak the hell off and go in the damn kitchen and eat cookies and milk, man, and leave gifts. So who you really doing it for? You doing it for yourself. You want presents, man. You want somebody to feel like they obligated to give you something. Well, let me tell you something. If I got something to give somebody, I could give it to them all throughout the year. I don't have to pick a day and come out and show my appreciation to anybody in my family. You're doing it because it's a tradition of man. That's the only reason why you're doing it. And you don't have no kind of fear of the Lord. Because if you have fear of the Lord, you would know damn well that Yahweh, whose name is Christ, was not born in the wintertime. Why would it be lambs and sheep out there grazing during the wintertime? It ain't no grass out there. You will have your lambs and your sheep in the barn, feeding them hay. So it wasn't the time of harvest when the time of Hamashiach Yahweh. It was the springtime where everything was new, when the sun was coming out, right? Where the flowers was blooming, right? Stop taking everything you hear, man, and just going with it, right? What you got, huh? me Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14 and verse 8. Right? Because a lot of us, right, we give the so-called white man too much credit. We give him a lot of credit. Oh, the white man did this. The white man did that. Well, guess what? Hey, the white man, he ain't that damn crafty, man. He ain't that crafty and he ain't got that much knowledge, man. He ain't better than you. You understand? 14 to 8. He's not better than you. At the end of the day, you want to worship his holidays. You want to worship everything that got something to do with them. You let the white man change everybody in the Bible to white folks, and then you want to turn around and say, oh, I don't believe in the Bible. No, you don't believe that the Bible is a white man's book. That's what you don't believe. But you're not able to prove it, but we're going to prove it today. Let me get this Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14, verse 8.
This is the book of the Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14 and verse 8. But that which is made with hands is cursed.
What?
But that which is made with hands is cursed. As well it, as he that made it. He, because he made it. And it, because being corruptible, it was called God.
Right, because you worship something that a man made. The man that made it and you is both cursed. And the thing that is made is cursed because you worship that thing that is cursed, man. You worship that calf. So in the book of Exodus, you worship certain things in your house. You worship your car. You worship your house. You worship everything except for the Most High God, man. The man that made it and the person that worship it is also cursed, man. Right? Can you read?
For the ungodly and his ungodliness are both alike hateful unto God. For the ungodly and his ungodliness are both alike hateful unto God.
Right, so the one that is ungodly by worshiping it and the thing that is ungodly are both accursed by the Most High. Go ahead.
For that which is made shall be punished together.
Say what?
For that which is made shall be punished together with him that made it. Therefore, even upon the idols of the Gentiles shall there be a visitation, because in the creation of God there are become an abomination.
Right, because these things, these idols of the Gentiles that we worship these Christmas trees, we worship these yellow and gold stones and different, we deck it with damn boughs of folly, man. Right? And those are the things that we worship, man. Soon as Christmas come up, man, you damn near trying to get inside the Walmart, man. You can't even make it, you know what I'm saying, to the house because, you trying to, what's it, daylight savings, man. Being wicked as hell, man. We have our own, the Most High said he's the only God you worship, man. You don't be sitting around worshiping no Christmas tree, man. You sit down, you bow your knee to the Christmas tree, you put the present up under. You know what you leaving? You leaving a sacrifice to that God, Nimrod. That's what you're doing. That's Nimrod's birthday, December 25th. That's what you're worshiping. When you worship Christmas, you're worshiping the birth of Nimrod. And when you take that present and you bow your knee down and you put that present up under that tree, you're not worshiping Jesus Christ, man. You're not worshiping Yeshua. You're not worshiping Yahweh. You're worshiping the spiritual demon Satan. Right? What you got?
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 10 and verse 4. They deck it with silver and with gold.
One.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 10 and verse 1.
Bring it up.
Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel.
Oh, who?
O house of Israel.
Everybody.
O house of Israel.
Go ahead.
Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen.
No, go get your Christmas tree and freak off.
Learn not the way of the heathen.
No, worship Thanksgiving and the moon and the stars.
Learn not the way of the heathen. And be not dismayed at the signs of heaven.
And be not dismayed at the signs of heaven. Y'all look to the sky looking. They got Esau, the so-called white man. He got a damn telescope looking in the damn sky, trying to tell you that it's a Mars and a damn Mercury, man. Ain't nobody never left this firmament. The Most High created the firmament that can't nobody leave. And y'all worshiping that junk, man. You're worshiping your zodiac sign. Oh, I'm a Leo. I'm Pisces.
Man.
I'm Sagittarius. Madness, man. Nothing but madness and wickedness, man. And you don't check to see if it's right or wrong. You don't check to see if, okay, maybe what I'm doing is wrong. Right? You never check. You just do what you want to do. And then you want the Most High to respect that thing at the end of the day. I'm this, I'm that. Oh, no, I'm Scorpio. Hey, I'm Scorpio because I walk like this. I'm Pisces because I get married real fast. That's bull crap, man. Keep reading.
For the heathen are dismayed at them. For the customs of the people are vain.
Hey, look, the customs of the people are vain. Taking a Christmas tree out of the damn woods and putting silver and damn gold on it, that's a vain custom. Go ahead.
For one cut up a tree out of the forest.
We do what?
For one cut up a tree out of the forest. The work of the hands of the workmen with the axe.
Right, so we seeing in the Bible that it's speaking about Christmas in the Bible. It's speaking about one cutting a tree out of the forest by the workman's hand, by the workman's axe. Go ahead.
They deck it with silver and gold.
They put Lucky Charms on it.
They deck it with silver and gold. They fasten it with nails.
They do what?
Fasten it with nails.
And they fasten the damn tree to the ground with nails, man. Before you was able to go to the Family Dollar and the Dollar General and go get you a green and red stand and screw it to the ground, in that day they would take that tree and get some damn nails and nail it to the floor. Now, why did they nail it to the floor?
That it will move not.
That it would move.
That it move not.
So they would do it so that the tree wouldn't move. But what did the Lord say about this? Go ahead.
They are upright as the palm tree.
And they stand straight up just like the palm tree. When you go in a person that keep Christmas house, that damn tree be standing straight up in the air, man. And it move not. Read.
But speak not.
Do what?
But speak not.
And it don't say nothing. It don't say nothing. Read.
They must needs be born.
And they need somebody to carry it in. What kind of God that needs somebody to carry it in? You worshiping a God that it take a regular man to cut it out the woods and bore it and put it on your shoulder and tote it in the house and fasten it with nails. Well, let me tell you something. Our God, whose name is Yahweh, Hashem Yahweh Shai, he don't need nobody to tote him in the house. He don't need nobody to fasten him to the ground. He don't need nobody to do nothing. Because the Most High God is the Most High God. You understand? You worshiping something that can't be moved. Something that can't be burnt or destroyed. What's going on, brothers? What's going on, man? Y'all know y'all nationality? Huh? Come here the word, King. Come here the word, brother.
Hey, bro, come here the word, bro.
Hey, y'all Israelites according to the Bible. Y'all just ain't no black folks. Y'all just ain't no niggas out here. Y'all God's chosen people, man. Come back to the Most High God and keep the commandments, man. That's what we out here doing. We out here for y'all. We out here telling y'all about these wicked holidays. What's going on, King? I seen you pass by earlier, man. Hey, you an Israelite, King. Probably from the seed of Judah, man. Right? You know, Christ also is from the tribe of Judah too, right? Right? He'll be just like you, King. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead, read this.
Because they cannot go. Be not afraid of them.
What? Be not what?
Be not afraid of them.
Be afraid of the Christmas tree.
Be not afraid of them.
Be afraid of the moon and the stars.
Be not afraid of them. For they cannot do evil.
They can't do evil. Hey, you ain't got to keep Christmas. It can't do nothing to you if you don't keep it. Y'all afraid to not keep it. You sit there and you spend all your money, and then you wait until the end of the month, with the first of the month, to get the damn money back, man. When you could have had that money going into the next so-called year. And that's something that y'all about to worship too. Y'all about to go into so-called New Year. We finna get to that though, but go ahead.
Neither also is it in them to do good.
So your Christmas tree can't do no good or no evil. But we know that the Most High, he controls the good and he controls the evil. The Most High will bring you up from the earth and he'll bring your ass right back down to the earth. Don't test the Most High. Y'all think the Most High is all about gumdrops and jelly beans, man. The Most High got love, man, but he'll get with you at the end of the day. If you're not keeping these commandments as a so-called Israelite, if you're not keeping these commandments and you passing by camp and you don't want to hear brothers talk, hey, guess what? The Most High, he gonna get up with you. Right? Go ahead.
That was it? Yeah, that was it. Finish reading where you was.
So y'all got to come back to the law, statutes, and commandments, man. That's why we out here. We out here to teach the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans to come back to their God, which is a woolly-haired black man by the name of Hamashiach Yahushua. Right? Good.
This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14 and verse 12. For the division of idols was the beginning of spiritual fornication.
Right, so the division of idols, when we started dividing idols amongst each other, then the spirit of fornication came about. The spirit of fornication is a lewd act. It's a lewd, any kind of lewd act is fornication. Go ahead.
And the invention of them, the corruption of life.
Right, and the division of these idols has become the corruption of our life, man. We have no idea who he is because we keep following the customs of a nation of people that put us into captivity. You got to understand, if they ain't told you the truth in all this time, you think now they're going to tell you the truth? If they ain't told you that y'all was the children of Israel in 600 and something years, 400 years, to 400 to 500 years, you think in these coming years they're going to tell you? Why would they tell you that? Why would they tell you that y'all God's people, man? Why would these so-called white folks give away their white supremacy to tell your little black self that you the child of the Most High? But the Most High in these last days has woken his prophets up in these last days to tell y'all these things, man. These things is what's going to save you. Ain't none of y'all saved around here yet. Because y'all go to church on Sunday, that don't make y'all saved. You saved at the end of the day. The Lord said, he that endures to the end, the same shall be saved. Not you saved right now because you went to Pastor Pork Chop Church. You went to Pastor Pork Chop Church. He know you ain't supposed to eat pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster. He got a damn turnip greens with damn hog moss, man. And you're taking your cornbread and mixing it in. What man of the Lord is going to tell y'all that that's okay to do? That's an abomination. Don't you know a pig don't sweat? All that salt y'all eating out that pig come from his sweat. And everything that a pig consumes remains with it until death. So when you take that big kitchen knife and you cut down in that damn ham, you just remember that every damn thing that it consumed is still in that ham, man. It's a disease, man. You got worms all in your head, man. You waking up in the morning trying to get a thick piece of bacon, man. Right? That's because we consume to the ways of the heathen. We consume to the ways of the so-called white man. We consume to the ways of the so-called Chinese man. We consume to the ways of the so-called Arab man. We consume to the ways of the so-called African man. But at the end of the day, we not Africans, man. We Negroes, but we the children of the Most High God. We the real Jews that the Bible speaks of. Right? Now go ahead, what else you got?
For neither were they from the beginning, neither shall they be forever. For by the vainglory of men, like they entertained into the world, and therefore shall they come shortly to an end.
Right, so all these idols, Christmas, New Year's, all these wicked pagan feasts are going to come to an end. Thus saith the Lord, thus saith the Holy Bible. Right, you read?
For a father afflicted with exceedingly mourning, when he had made an image of his son, taken away. Now honor him as a God.
Right, because y'all worshiping Cesare Borgia. You know, that's an idol. This whole book is about an idol, about idol worship. So when you go in your church and you look at that white man whose name is Cesare Borgia, who's the son of the 6th Pope of Rome, when you do that, you worshiping an idol. You're looking at the so-called white man as if he's God. He ain't nothing but a cave dweller, man. His name is Cesare Borgia. It just said that a father who was afflicted by his son's death. What did he do, keep reading?
A father afflicted with the untimely mourning, which has made an image of his child.
So he used Leonardo da Vinci and Michelangelo to paint an image of the so-called white man, right, of his son Cesare Borgia, so that we will worship it. Keep going.
Now honor him as a God.
They do what?
Now honor him as a God.
Now they honor that white boy as a god. They honor him as a god now. Everybody think that the so-called white man look like damn John Travolta is Jesus, man.
God.
Y'all worshiping John Travolta and damn Nick Nolte, man. Looking like some damn fools. Y'all the only fools that go to church and be worshiping a white god. You can get down on your knees and worship the white god.
God. I got
No other nation in this world, God, don't look like them except for ours.
God.
The East Indian man got a God that looked like him. The African man got a God that looked like him. Even the Arab man got a God that looked like him. The white man got a God that looked like him, and his name is Cesare Borgia. But us as so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we don't have a God that looked like us. We worship everybody else's God. Get that precept and hold that where you go.
This is the book of 1 Maccabees, chapter 3 and verse 48.
Bring it up.
And laid open the book of the law.
What they do?
And laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their image.
Right, so they open our book. They open the book of the law, which is the Bible, and the heathens went inside the Bible and painted their image in the Bible. They took all the black faces out the Bible. They knew that Yahushua Jesus was black. They knew that Solomon was black. They knew that Job was black. They knew that Moses was black. They knew that all these doggone prophets, right, and patriarchs was the so-called black man. And they went inside and bald their head and made them look like the so-called white man, a weak, effeminate so-called white man. Go ahead. Yeah, go back to Wisdom of Solomon 14.
And delivered to those that were under him ceremonies and sacrifices.
Right, so they had ceremonies and sacrifices for this man. This man's son, which is Cesare Borgia, right? They worshiped this man after his death. But Cesare Borgia was a homosexual, man. Cesare Borgia, that picture that y'all looking at in church, is a white man that murdered his brother-in-law so he could sleep with his sister. And that's the person y'all worshiping, man. Now, we know as a people that the so-called white man ain't Jesus. We know that, but that don't stop us from going inside their church and putting that cross on our neck. Let me tell you something. If your brother or your child got murdered, right, by an AK-47, you gonna walk around with an AK-47 on your neck to show his honor? You gonna hate guns, man. And you gonna hate that AK-47, and you gonna hate that person that put him to death. You gonna hate that. So always understand that when y'all walk around with that cross is an idol. You don't never put on something that your big brother or your God was killed on, man. But the so-called white man got us thinking otherwise. Right, Keep reading?
Thus, in process of time, An ungodly custom grows strong.
What?
An ungodly custom grows strong.
Right, so in process of time, worshiping Cesare Borgia became an ungodly custom, but what it do, it grew strong, right? Just like Christmas and all these different customs, over time, they grew strong, right? Go ahead.
Was kept as a law.
It was kept as what?
Kept as a law.
And these customs was kept as a law. So now all of a sudden, it's a law to worship Christmas, man. People look at you crazy when you say that you ain't finna worship Christmas. Because it's a law, but it's not a law that you have to do. It's not none of the 10 commandments, and it's not any of the 613 commandments. It's just a law that was given by a people. It was given by the Romans and the Germans, man. Right? And the Greeks. Right? They added that to our book. Some Bibles, you won't even see Christmas in the book. Because they added Christmas to the Bible. Christmas ain't never had nothing to do with the Bible, nor did it have anything to do with us as a people. You have to understand, we the Israelites, we the ones that was going to go into captivity on slave ships. So the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 68 states that we will go into captivity on slave ships, man. And we will be sold to another people, and our children will be given unto another people. You have to understand that and get out of this Christianity, because that's why a lot of us are keeping Islam. Because we so sick of Christianity. We so sick of that wicked pastor. When you get ready to ask him a question, he say he'll get back with you later. But he don't never get back with you. Because he don't know the Bible. He don't know what's going on. The Most High ain't anointing him to teach the Bible. He went to damn seminary school. We call that cemetery school because it's a school of death. It's a damn school of death, man. And all you so-called white folks that's passing by, y'all going into captivity. Thus saith the Lord, thus saith the Holy Bible. Y'all not gonna escape this captivity, man. You think y'all could bring well over 1 million of us over here in captivity and do what the hell you want to do in the last day, and the Most High ain't gonna get up with you? You sadly mistaken, right? Keep going.
And engraving images for worship.
Engraving images, the Kaaba stone. People worshiping the Kaaba stone. People worshiping that wooden cross. Right? Those are engraving images, go ahead.
By the commandments of kings.
By the commandment of God.
By the commandment of kings.
By the commandments of the Lord.
By the commandments of kings.
Because it's a commandment of kings. Whoever over you, y'all just do whatever the hell they want you to do. But the Most High God did not give us a law to keep Christmas, man. It's a wicked custom. It's a pagan custom. It's a homosexual custom. It's a sacrificial custom. It's a murderous custom. It's a custom that we're not supposed to keep. But we doing whatever we see other people do. And then you get mad at those that tell you the truth. What the scripture say? He said, have I become your enemy because I tell you the truth? As long as I keep playing with you, then it's good. As long as I keep throwing that yo-yo in front of you, you good. But when I come down and I say, brother, I love you, you need to come out of her. You need to come out of her, my people, and keep these commandments, man. But you don't want to do that, right? Let's get Matthew 15 and 1. Right? Because these customs is gonna be our destruction in the last days, right? If we don't come back to the law, statutes, and commandments, we're gonna be destroyed. The Most High gave us our own holidays, our own holy days, and we're gonna get into that too.
15 and 1, 15.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 15 and verse 1. Then came Yahushua, scribes and Pharisees, which were of Jerusalem, saying, why do thy disciples transgress the traditions of elders? This is the book of Matthew, chapter 15 and verse 1. Then came to Yahushua, scribes and Pharisees, which were of Jerusalem, saying, why do thy disciples transgress the tradition of the elders? For they wash not their hands when they eat thy bread.
Right, because the Pharisees was getting at Yahushua, who's Jesus, whose name in the scriptures in the Hebrew is Hamashiach Yahushua, but you would call him Jesus, right? The Pharisees came to him and said, why is your disciples transgressing the laws, transgressing the traditions of men? He said, why do they not wash their hands, right? But you have to understand that that's not a commandment of the Most High to wash your hands. It's a tradition of man, right? So now they getting on him about not keeping the tradition of man, but not keeping the tradition of the Most High God, right? Read.
Why do ye transgress? Why do ye transgress the commandments of God by your tradition?
And Yahushua said, well, why you transgress the laws of the Most High by your tradition? When the Most High said in the Bible, hey, before you get ready to eat, go in there and wash your hands. He never said that. And half of the soap that we use got pork in it any damn way. You know, now if you want to rinse the dirt off your hands, that's your prerogative, but it's not a commandment. That's the point. And a lot of us, we keep these holidays because we think it's a commandment. We think that we have to do it. But the only people that commands you to do it is the same person that oppressing your people. The same person that brought you over here in 1490 and put you on that slave, take you off that slave ship in Mobile, Alabama, at the state docks that we still work at today. Those people are the people that gave you this law or this tradition and made it a law, as we just went into the book of wisdom, Wisdom of Solomon, the 14th chapter on down. Yeah, you have to understand that these things wasn't given to us by our God. It was given to us by a tradition. Just a couple of days ago, two young dudes shot each other, man, because they wasn't getting presents. They didn't get the same amount of presents. And one of the dudes actually shot his sister, man. He shot your little sister because she got more presents than you. That's how you know that this holiday and this holiday season is wicked, man. Because we're around here getting put to death because of presents. Because I didn't get as much as you did and you didn't get as much as I did. It's an unholy custom. You reading out?
For God commanded, saying, honor thy father and mother, and he that curseth father or mother, let him die the death. But ye say, whosoever shall say to his father or his mother, it is a gift by whatsoever thou mightest be pure, profited by me, and honor not his father or his mother, he shall be free. Thus have ye made the commandment of God of none effect by your tradition.
By what?
By your tradition.
So we made the commandment of God of no respect because of our traditions. You understand? We took the Most High's traditions and we threw them over our back. Like keeping the Passover, keeping the tabernacles, the Feast of Tabernacles, right? Which is the Feast of Booths, right? The Feast of Weeks, right? Keeping the Sabbath day. A lot of us know that the Sabbath is on Friday evening to Saturday evening, but we refuse to keep it. We keep the Sabbath on Sunday, man. Knowing doggone well that's not the day that the Most High said keep his day. So we do this, we buy and sell on the Sabbath day. We freak off in the clubs Friday night, which is the Sabbath day. We get up from a stupor and then we party again Saturday, which is still the Sabbath. Then we wake up the next day and go sit up in church, man. And then now we're trying to keep it then. You have to understand that these customs are not our customs. These are backwards customs. These are customs of the European man. It's customs of the other nations. Right? Go ahead.
Ye hypocrite.
What?
Ye hypocrite.
Your pastors are damn hypocrites, man. Go ahead.
Well did Isaiah, prophets of you, saying, this people draweth nigh unto me with their mouth.
Hey, look, and y'all draw nigh to the Most High with y'all mouth. I got a lot to say. Oh, I love the Lord. I love this. I love that. The Most High speak to me personally. Right? You know what I'm saying? me and the Most High God got a personal relationship. You say all these things. The Most High said you draw nigh to me with your mouth. You run your mouth. That's all you do. But how do you really love the Lord? Hold that and give me 1 John 3 and 4. Because 5 and 3. How do you really love the Lord, man? Y'all saying y'all love him, but y'all don't keep his commandments. Y'all don't do nothing that he say. But the Most High said, these people draw nigh to me with their mouth. Right? Let me know when you get there, King. Y'all draw nigh to the... Hey, look. You can't... If you're in a relationship with a woman, you can't draw nigh to her just by telling her you love her. You got to show her you love her, right? So it's the same thing with the Lord. How much more the Most High God? Right? If you would do that for one of his creations, how much more the Creator? Right?
This is the book of 1 John, chapter 5 and verse 3. For this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments.
What is the love of God?
That we keep his commandments.
And why?
And his commandments are not grievous. For whatsoever is born of God overcometh the world. And this is the victory that overcometh the world.
That's right. So the Most High said, you can't draw nigh to me with your mouth. You understand what I'm saying? You got to say, hey, the Most High said, if you love him, you got to keep his commandments. And he said they're not hard to do. Not going and balling out at the club on Saturday, that's not hard not to do. At least you get to save your money that you made Friday. Y'all want to go and spend all your money up on Friday and keep a wicked custom of Christmas, spend all your money and do wickedness at the end of the day. What's going on, King? How y'all doing over there? Y'all doing all right? I remember y'all from last time. You still out here? Y'all started keeping them commandments yet?
No doubt.
You gotta keep the commandments. You need to come over here and listen. Hey, y'all know who y'all is. Keep the Sabbath day. Y'all Israelites according to the Bible. Y'all not just no niggas and women out here. Y'all God's chosen people. Come back to the Lord in these last days, little ones. You understand? Hey, what you got there?
I'm still on John with that.
Yeah. Matter of fact, hold that. Get in your phone and get that what I had. Salaka. Yeah, hey, these children, they come out here, we teach them. These children know that they're the Israelites in the last days. Right? But at the end of the day, hey, they gotta come out of that. They gotta come out the ways of the people. Come out of the ways of the heathen. Stop keeping their heathen customs. Thus saith the Lord, thus saith the Holy Bible. Right? Right? Read.
Americans are likely to think of New Year's Eve and New Year's Day as a time to celebrate.
Right, so Americans may think of New Year's and New Year's Eve as a time to celebrate. Right? What do you celebrate? You was in captivity. You was in slavery when all these customs was coming about. What were the slaves doing during New Year's Eve and New Year's? Y'all about to get down and go downtown and watch the moon pie drop and not thinking about the pain and the terror that your ancestors went through on this day, man. Right? The death and the massacres of so many black women, the rape, rob, and murder. All these, the raping our children that was going on during the so-called moon pie drop, man. That moon pie drop ain't gonna get you in the kingdom, man. Keep reading out.
Celebrate the fresh start that a new year represents. But there is also a troubling side to the holiday's history.
There's what?
A troubling side to the holiday's history.
So what's the troubling side to this holiday? What is it, King?
In the years before the Civil War, the first day of the new year was often a heartbreaking one for enslaved people in the United States.
It was a heartbreaking time for the people of the United States when New Year's came. Hey, the slaves have written that they dreaded this day. This was the worst day because you know what? They was finna take your children away from you and send them to another place for about 2 or 3 years or however long they want to keep you. You rented slaves. Your mama didn't have the power to say, you can't take my daughter. The father did not have the power to say, you can't take my son. You had to just let your kids go to another people, the so-called white man, the one that y'all worship, the one that a lot of y'all mad that we talking about right now, the one that y'all want to die and catch a damn nuclear bomb in the last days for. You walking around holding hands. The Most High say, even though you hold hands with the so-called white man, the wicked will not go unpunished. Grossly paraphrasing. You read?
In the African American community, New Year's Day used to be widely known as Hiring Day or Heartbreaking Day.
Right. So look, they gave it a name. They knew it was a bad time for our people. New Year's, man. It was called Heartbreaking Day, man, or Hiring Day. You think they gave a damn about you, nigga? You think they gave a damn about you, sister? They ain't give a damn about your children in that day. This wasn't long ago. Y'all act like, they seem to act like this happened 50 million years ago. It's been 20 or 30 years, 40 years, 100 years. These people still doing this to us to this day. Shooting us down dead in the street. Right? Not giving us equal rights, man. Hanging us from damn light poles like the brother on Michael Donald right there, man. You have to understand, you live on the street where all this was going down. We in Alabama. A lot of y'all watch that thing go down in Montgomery. Y'all that ain't build no spirit up in y'all. You know what y'all say, man? Them niggas in Montgomery crazy. Them niggas in Montgomery, man. I don't know, dog. I wouldn't have did that, dog. Because you don't fight for nothing. You don't want nothing in life. You don't want to be free from these damn demons, man. These so-called white men think he can do what the hell he want to do to you. But you're so quick to kill each other. You don't have any kind of right or respect for your own people. And that's the reason why we can't make it. But the Most High say the way that we come back to that thing is to keep our laws, statutes, and commandments, man. And if you keep your laws, statutes, and commandments, you ain't going to hate your brother. You ain't going to go against your brother. You're not going to stand against the death of your brother. You're going to love your brother. You're going to love your people, man. That's what it's for. That's what the Bible's for. It ain't the white man's book. It's our book. Come here, Charlotte. Come on, man. Read this.
As the African American abolitionist journalist William Cooper Neal described it, because enslaved people spent New Year's Eve wondering if their owners were going to rent them out to someone else.
Right. So we sat there wondering throughout the evening and the night, wondering what was going to happen to our children, man. Wondering where our children was going to go, right? Hold that, give me that in Deuteronomy 28, our children be given to another people. Got that? Come on, because our children, this is in the Bible that this was going to happen. That our children would be given away to another people and there would be no might in our hands. We wouldn't be able to fight against these people. We wouldn't be able to fight against this nation, right? You got it? Bring that up.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 32. Thy son and thy daughters.
No, just the sons and just the daughters.
Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given into another people.
You're going to get to keep your children.
Shall be given unto another people. And thy eyes shall look and fill with longing for them all the day long.
Right, because your children going to get taken up. This was prophecy in the Bible, in the book of Deuteronomy 28, that our children was going to be given to another people. Right? And there will be longing in your eyes because you're not going to be able to stop it from happening. Your eyes are going to fail, which means you're going to go blind because, not saying you're going to physically go blind, but you're not going to be able to see your child again as it goes on up the road, as it goes down into the road. You know, you're not going to be able to see him. You're not going to be able to stop him. Keep going.
And there shall be no might in thy hand.
There shall what?
Be no might in thy hand. The fruit of thy land and all thy labors shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up.
Right. So yeah, and guess what? And that goes for the Native Americans too. Because the so-called white man came over here and took your children, gave them to another people, and then all the fruit of your land, your corn, your crops, everything that you've been growing over decades and decades, the so-called white man just came and wiped it out and stole it. And once you taught him how to do it, he killed you and gave you a damn holiday to represent him killing your ass, which is Thanksgiving. Look, the Lord said, I might be rude in speech, but Paul said, I might be rude in speech, but not in knowledge. Right? This is how you got to talk to your people in the last days, because guess what? Your preacher ain't going to talk to you with no love. The preacher don't love you. The preacher ain't going to stand out here on a Saturday. This is a Sabbath day. We can chill. We ain't got to come out here on the Sabbath day. We can relax. It's not a law that we come out here on. Is it a law that we come out here on the Sabbath? Nah. But we out here because we love y'all. We not out here to cause any strife. You understand? We just want y'all to know who y'all is in these last days, man. It's more important. This is the most important news you gonna ever have. Look, you goddamn Edomites, man. Smoking damn cigarettes. Probably got a damn rubber flag in the damn Jeep. Passing by, and y'all looking at us like, yeah, you goddamn niggas. You talking about us around here, nigga? Smoking the goddamn Pall Mall, man. It's damn wickedness, man. Pure wickedness. But you hate your own people, though. That's a damn shame. Keep reading.
And thou shalt be only oppressed and crushed away, so that thou shalt be mad for the sight of thy enemy. So that thou shalt be mad for the sight of thy eye, which thou shalt see. The Lord shall smite thee in the knees and in the legs with a sore spots that cannot be healed.
Right. That's enough on that. We go back to we're gonna go back to this wicked holiday, Janus, that y'all about to worship. Y'all about to worship a holiday of a Greek god by the name of Janus, right? And Janus is also short for January, right? Now Janus is a god that got two heads. He got one face towards the east and one face towards the west, right? Which is a representation of the end of something and the beginning of something else. So that's the God you worship. You worshiping a God that it's not the Most High God, right? You reading?
Thus, potentially splitting up their families. The renting of slave labor was relatively common practice in the antebellum South, and a profitable practice for white slave owners and hirers. Hiring day was part of a large economic cycle in which most debts was collected and settled on New Year's Day.
Right, so they paid their debts.
Should be a little bit more. Right there. It's there. Right there. Yeah.
Right. So you know what I mean? So they the so-called white man paid off their debts at the end of the year by renting out slaves on New Year's and splitting up the families. That's what they did, man. This is fact. You can look this up. See, a lot of y'all use Google to look up all levels of wickedness, man. Y'all use Google to look up damn big booties, man. Freaking off in the night, man. Going here and there, to and fro, right? But hey, use your Google, use the smartphone to be smart one day. Now use the smartphone to look at tickle bitties, man. It's all levels of wickedness and madness, man. Right? So you can look this same information up right here that we looking up. Right? Go ahead.
Big Crossing, an expert of the history of New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, and a professor of history at Southern Methodist University, who writes about Hiring Day in her forthcoming book, Times Touchstone, The New Year in American Life. Accounts of the cruelty of Hiring Day come from records left by those who secured their freedom, who describe spending the day before January 1st, hoping and praying that their hires would be humane and that their families could stay together.
Right. So these documents are not written by anybody white. These are written by free slaves that became free over time, right? And they wrote down exactly what happened, to them, during New Year's and New Year's Eve. They was praying that the people that they was being rented to for a year or 2 years, right, were going to be humane with them. That wasn't going put that whip on them, rape them, maim them, rape the children, do all levels of cruelty to them, because the so-called white man was so cruel to us. And that's another thing, man. Y'all get at each other as if y'all got all kind of hell towards each other when it comes to your own people. But when you really look at how cruel the so-called white man have been to us and still being to us, this should be a time where we should come together as a people, man. This should be a time that we come together and really start loving each other, man. Because, hey, look, reading this don't make me feel good. Don't think that brothers just want to be out here talking on the mic, man. No, reading this don't make me feel good. It make me feel sorry and bad for my people, man. Because we hate each other so much. We damn near got a righteous hatred towards each other. We have to come back. Hey, they're passing by, these so-called white folks passing by in these cars. They never seen no men out here speaking like this, man. They looking at us like, oh boy, it's almost over. So might as well tuck it in, Bob. Might as well tuck it in, Kate. Because it's over with, man. When you see the prophets of the Lord out here speaking in these last days, that means it's over with. Because let me tell you something. Hey, I ain't choose to come out here. The Most High chose me to come out here and say these things. The Most High chose me to provide my body as a living sacrifice, man. There's a lot of people that don't like what we say. There's a lot of people that don't like the truth. But at the end of the day, the truth got to be spoken pursuant to the book of Isaiah chapter 61, the first chapter on down. We have to come out here because we love y'all. Keep reading.
Of all days in the year, the slave dread New Year's Day, the worst day of any.
That was the worst day of any.
A slave named Lewis Clark said in an 1842 account, on New Year's Day, we went to the auctioneer's block to be hired to the highest bidder. For 1 year, Israel Campbell, Salaki, wrote in a memoir published in 1861 in Philadelphia, in which he described being hired out 3 times.
So this man was hired out 3 times. That's 3 years, man. You already are under captivity to a white man, but this white man hired you out for 3 years to a plantation. Now this plantation already bad, but now you got to go to a plantation and serve some white folks that you never met before. You never even seen these crackers here before. 3 years. You understand? And ain't no telling what they gonna do to you once you get over there. Imagine how strong the children, the little daughters and the little babies had to be to leave their mama and go to a man and go to a people that they don't even know. They don't even know what's in store for them. Man, keep going.
That's where that saying comes from. That what you do on New Year's Day, you'll be doing all the rest of the year.
Right, so that's where that saying comes from. That thing that you do on New Year's Day, which means be a slave, be a worker, you're going to do for the rest of the year. Also be a slave and be a goddamn nigga and be a slave and a slave owner putting a whip on your damn back 24/7. So we went into the New Year's a slave and we went out into the New Year's a slave. So stop being so uppity and happy about a damn moon pie drop. Because in that time, we went into New Year's a slave, and we was a slave for that year, too. So it ain't even changed. We the same thing. Stop being so uppity, man. What else? Right. So this is the man that y'all worshiping on January. Go ahead.
Americans are likely to think of New Year's Eve and New Year's Day as a time to celebrate the fresh start that a new year represents. But there is also a troubling side of the holiday's history. In the years before the Civil War, as the god of transitions and duties,
Who is it about?
Janus, as a god of transition and deities.
Right. So so Janus is a representation of January. We were just going in, right? He's a god of transitions, which means you transition from one day to another day, or transition from one year to another year. And dualities. Dualities means what? That means dual. That means two sides, right? The east-west and the east and the west, or the north and the south. The beginning and the ending. That's what Janus, that Greek, that Roman god, is representing. So when you so not only is New Year's and New Year's Day, you know, when they would auction us off on our trade blocks, that's also a god of the so-called white man by the name of Janus, right? We have our own customs, we have our own god. His name is Yahweh, Hashem Yahweh Shai, right? Go ahead.
Janus is portrayed with two faces.
With what? One face.
Two faces. One face in the past and one face in the future.
See that? So the God is a God that got two faces. Man. One face the past and one face the future. So that's the God you representing when you lay down on New Year's Eve and you get up and you start counting 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Happy damn moon pie drop and happy damn Roman God. And happy to the slaves that was brought over into captivity, that was auctioned off on the auction block on this damn wicked damn day that y'all worshiping, man. Right?
He also holds a key in his right hand, which symbolizes his protection of doors, gates, thresholds, and other separations or openings between spatial boundaries.
Right, so he also had a key that was and he was supposed to be protecting the doors, right? So once we go into this next year, that door is closed. So he's the one that protects that door from the past, and then he opens up a new door into the new year. So that's what you represent, man. You represent a wicked Greek Roman god by the name of Janus, and you also celebrating the over slavery of your people, right? So let me get 2 Maccabees 66, right? So we about to go into our closing precepts, man. You know, sometimes people ain't gonna be out, man. But hey, if one person learned something today, then we did our job. If one person is gonna repent and come back to the law, statutes, and commandments, then we did our job. If anybody want to come out and get a flyer from us so that y'all can look up this information, right? So that y'all can see who you are in these last days, we're going to be out here for a little bit longer, right? So let me get 2 Maccabees chapter 6 and verse 6.
This is the book of 2 Maccabees chapter 6 and verse 6. Neither was it lawful for a man to keep Sabbath days or ancient feasts, or to profess himself at all to be a Jew.
Right, because when we was under Greek captivity, right, what was that? When we was under Greek captivity under the Greeks, right, they made it to where we couldn't keep the Sabbath day. Like right now, we keeping the Sabbath day. We couldn't keep any of our holy feasts. We couldn't keep anything. We had to conform our ways into the way of the so-called white Greek man, right? Like going into gymnasium. Like the term gymnasium just means to wrestle men naked, man. They had us wrestling men naked. Being a homosexual is not our normal thing. That's not nothing that black people really get into. But we become a part of that when we start conforming to the ways of the heathen. We start conforming to the ways of the so-called white man and keeping his holidays like Christmas. Right?
Verse 7. And in the day of the king's birth, every month that were bought by bitter constraint.
Right, so every birthday of the king, we was bought by bitter constraints, right? Because again, we didn't keep birthdays. The whole birthday thing, that's not our custom. We bless each other throughout the year. We don't pick no one day throughout the year and bless nobody. We don't hold nobody for one day over the Most High God. That's called idol worship. When you put a hat on somebody's head at the day of their birth and you make that whole day about that person, that's idol worship, and you worshiping that person for that day. So you give gifts and you give alms to that person all throughout the year. You don't just pick one year to say that you proclaim love to that person. Because guess what? We're supposed to love the Most High God over all. You understand? Go ahead.
By being constrained to eat of the sacrifices. And when the fast of Bacchus was kept, the Jews were compelled to go in procession to Bacchus carrying envy. Moreover, there went out a decree to the neighboring city of the heathen by the suggestion of Ptolemy against the Jews. That
By the what? By the suggestion or tradition? Okay, got it.
Ptolemy against the Jews, that they should observe the same fashions and be partakers of their sacrifices.
Right. So, the so-called white man, only thing he wanted us to do was be an equal people. He already knew that we was a powerful and mighty people. He knew that we was God's chosen people. But his whole end game is to make us all one race or one people so that he can hide who he is. Right? The so-called white man is an Edomite according to the Bible. He would be the seed line of Esau. Right? That's Jacob's brother. The one that didn't have no melanin. The one that had the red hair. That's the so-called white man till this day. That's his progenitor. So he wants to hide who he is by blending with us. You Jakes, stop laying down with these so-called white women. You Eve, you so-called black women. Stop laying down with the so-called white man. Right? The Most High say trust in the goodness of thy own stock, man. Right?
And whosoever would not conform themselves to the manner of the Gentiles should be put to death.
Should be do what?
Shall be put to death. Then might a man have seen their present misery. For there were 2 women brought who had circumcised their children, whom when they had openly led round about the city, their babies handling at their breasts.
Right. So, the so-called white man, because we circumcised our babies, he made our women hang the babies from our necks dead, from their necks. Walk around with their babies hanging from their necks like a chain, like a damn dookie rope. And look, we still do that to the day, walk around them big old chains, man. Right? So once again, if y'all learn anything today, if y'all learn anything or y'all interested in knowing who y'all are in these last days, you guys are the so-called, y'all the Israelites according to the Bible. We are the servants, assembly. We want to say shalom. Hom Yashala. Hom Yashala. Hom Yashala. Hom Yashala. That's right. All praise to the Most High. All praise to the Most High. Hom Yashala.
Repenting on a daily basis. You better thank the Most High some of us brothers repented, because we